Hello and welcome back to another I Am Ampersand video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Warrior in the Mysteries of Pandaria expansion. In this expansion we tangle with both the Shah and the Horde. The True Horde, as Garrosh deals with some of his inner demon. But without any further delay, let's take a look at our first card. Our first card is going to be the Heart of Yar-Siraj. The Heart of Yar-Siraj is a 7-mana 4/4 legendary weapon with Death Rattle. Transform your hero into Garrosh of the True Horde. So you get to start off with an already incredibly strong 4/4 weapon that with Death Rattle transforms you into Garrosh of the True Horde. And Garrosh of the True Horde is a 7-mana hero card that gives you 5 armor, and after a friendly minion survives damage, restore it to full health, plus the hero power, summon a 2/2 Shah with Taunt and Lifesteal. All of this so far being a reference back to Garrosh and his antics that he caused in the Mists of Pandaria. So Garrosh is incentivizing maybe a taunt package to be ran alongside the Shahs. I do recognize that you lose your hero power, but you do pick up additional taunt and lifesteal minions. Maybe you can work with that in future expansions or something. But overall, I think this is an incredibly powerful card for Warrior to pick up. But up next, we're going to be taking a look at Garrosh's right-hand man, Valkyrock. Valkyrock Infused is a 7-mana 6/5 legendary minion with Rush and Taunt, Death Rattle, Go Dormant, and summon a 0/5 Shadow Orb. And the 0/5 Shadow Orb is a 3-mana minion with your opponent cannot restore health, Death Rattle, resummon Valkyrock. So Valkyrock will constantly come back, and when he is dormant, the Shadow Orb will prevent your opponent from being healed. So now you're providing a constant issue for your opponent to deal with. Do they want to have a 6/5 taunt rush minion on the board, or do they want to deal with not being able to heal? And then you as the warrior have the option of providing taunt or dealing damage to this minion yourself. There's so many different ways you can interact with this and make it difficult for your opponent to play around. But with Garrosh earlier, we teased that there would be Shah. So up next, we're looking at the first Shah card, Spare Shah. Spare Shah is a 3-mana spell with add 3 2/2 Shahs to your hand. So already a pretty simple effect. We already know that the Shahs are going to be 2/2 minions baseline, but they're going to get bigger as we go on. So let's see what else Warrior has in store for us with our next card, Shaw Pit. Shaw Pit is a 2-mana, 2 durability location with add a Shaw to your hand, future Shaw gain +1/+1. So default, this location is going to give all of your Shaw +2/+2 over the course of the remainder of the game. With 2 copies, that's +4/+4. Could be potentially playing 2-mana 6/6s. So that spare Shaw earlier means that all of a sudden those 3 Shaw are 18 attack and health, looking pretty good in your hand. Not to mention just playing the first Shaw off of this is going to be a 2-mana 3/3. So you're looking at solid stats just off of the first location. Let's go ahead and move on to the next card in the Shaw package, Shaw Absorber. Shaw Absorber is a 5-mana 4/7 minion with whenever this takes damage, add a Shaw to your hand. So again, it's adding it to the hand, not putting presence on the board. It must be some sort of payoff later in the game. Why would I be wanting to do this, you ask yourself? And I think the answer comes in the last card of the Shaw package. So let's go ahead and go on to that card. That card is Pride Infusion. Pride Infusion is a 3-mana 2/5 minion with Battlecry. Give all future Shaw Battlecry. Deal 2 damage to a random enemy. So I think if we take the whole Shaw package and wrap it up together, you want to get as many Shaws in your hand as you can. Play Pride Infusion as many times as you can, maybe making additional copies with cards like Zola the Gorgon or maybe the Brewmasters. And basically you want to get that Battlecry off as many times as you can so that you can then play your 2-mana Shaws to be dealing 2, 4, 6, maybe even 8 damage if you've gotten really good Brewmaster luck. This feels pretty reminiscent to the Light Show Mage playstyle, with the other cards generating additional copies for you to play, and you working on different ways that you can acquire more light shows, whether through that was rewind or other elementals generating it or whatnot. But overall, I think the Shaw package for Warrior is an interesting interpretation of Shaw. The next thing I want to show you is a epic spell for Warrior. Overpower. Overpower is a 4-mana spell that says force 2 minions to attack each other, gain attack equal to the excess damage dealt. So maybe you, as the warrior, have 2 minions on your opponent's board that you can trade into each other, and they'll overkill each other effectively. The amount that they overkilled will be added to your attack total. Maybe they've got a third top minion you need to clear so that you can go in for the win, or maybe that attack is something you set up with your own minions, or a lethal swing on your opponent. But overall, I think this would be an interesting tool for a control warrior to include in their kit. I could see a situation where you traded in a minion, maybe swung in with another, and then you played a whirlwind to reduce their health a little bit, played an overpower to force them into each other, and then swung with the excess damage into your opponent's face for a ton of damage. Right up next, we have a little bit of menagerie support with 2x2. 2x2 is a 3-mana spell with draw a minion of each unique type you control. So if you need to draw a specific beast and you already have a beast on the field when you play this, you will draw that other beast. Same applies for Murloc and Elemental and Pirate and whatever else you might be running in the deck. As long as you have the corresponding minion type on the board, you'll be drawing another of that same type. And an amalgam essentially guarantees that you'll draw a minion of some type. And speaking of minions with types, up next we have Furnace Fiend. Furnace Fiend is a 4-mana 4/4 elemental demon with can be magnetized to. Death Rattle, gain armor equal to this minion's attack. So not only does this work in a menagerie deck, but it works in a mech deck, works in an armor deck, works in a death rattle style deck. There's so many different ways you could work with this particular minion. I think this is effectively the same as an amalgam for warrior right now. Overall, I think there's a lot of potential in this one minion to be played. But let's go ahead and take a look at the last card for this set. That card is going to be Mogu Pumpkin. Mogu Pumpkin is a 1-mana, 1 durability location with deal 1 damage to a minion and gain that much armor. Upgrades each turn. So this location effectively turns into a Dr. Boom scheme with a Shield Slam attached. And you might just need that 1 point of damage the turn you played it, or you might bank it for 5, 10, 15 turns and play it when you really need to remove something from the board. And being that this is a location and nothing so far has immunity from locations, I feel like this might be a good way around certain spell immune minions. Now keep in mind, you're going to have to wait a very long time for this to be big. 7-8 turns just to kill a giant. It's going to be a slow start, but it is only a 1-mana removal, so trade-off. But that's going to wrap it up for Warriors Mysteries of Pandaria set review. If you have any questions about the cards below, please leave a comment. I'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, it will take me a little bit of time to get the neutral set put together. It is complete, it's just there's 40 cards in that, or I guess 35 cards in that, versus the 10 cards that go into each of these class sets. I have already revealed a few of them in neutral, or in the Mage and Paladin classes, but that's still a lot of cards. So just give me a little bit of time. I'll get it all put together, maybe in 2 videos, just to maintain a release schedule. Something I'm trying to do, even though I'm small. Discipline and all that good stuff, right? I think there's a lot of really interesting neutral minions to reveal coming up, so don't get down on me yet. So I hope to see you soon, and have a good night.